Bible prophecy refers to predictions or foretellings found in the Bible, especially in the Old and New Testaments. These prophecies often deal with future events, some of which are believed to have already come to pass, while others are still seen as future or awaiting fulfillment. Here's a brief summary of key biblical prophecies and their potential fulfillment. Number 1. Prophecies about Israel's restoration. In books like Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Amos, there are numerous prophecies that speak of Israel being scattered among the nations and later being restored to their land. The fulfillment, the reestablishment of the State of Israel in 1948 is often seen as a fulfillment of these prophecies, particularly regarding the return of the Jewish people to their ancestral homeland. 2. The fall of Jerusalem and the destruction of the temple. Jesus' prophecy in Matthew 24 and Mark 13 and Luke 21 predicts the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem, and this prophecy was fulfilled in 70 AD when the Romans destroyed the Second Temple. The fulfillment. The Roman siege and eventual destruction of Jerusalem during the Jewish-Roman War was seen as the fulfillment of this prophecy. 3. The rise of false messiahs. Both Jesus and various Old Testament prophets speak of false prophets or messiahs who will come before the end times. For example, Matthew 24:5-24 is interpreted as partial fulfillments of this prophecy. 4. The Antichrist and the end times. Revelation speaks of the rise of a powerful deceptive figure, which is the Antichrist, who will establish a global reign of terror, leading to the final battle of Armageddon. Daniel also talks about a beast or world leader who will emerge during the end times. The fulfillment. While some believe we may be seeing early signs of the Antichrist's rise, this prophecy is widely considered to be the future. 5. The return of Jesus Christ. Numerous passages in the New Testament, especially in Matthew 24, 1 Thessalonians 4, and Revelation, predict the return of Jesus Christ to judge the living and the dead. The fulfillment. The return of Christ is generally understood as a future event. However, many believe the signs in the world wars and natural disasters and the decline of moral values are all part of this build-up to this event. 6. The spread of the gospel to all the nations. In Matthew 24:14, Jesus says, "The gospel will be preached to all the nations before the end comes." The fulfillment. The global spread of Christianity, aided by modern technology and missions, is often seen as a fulfillment of this prophecy. 7. The destruction of Babylon. Prophecies in Isaiah 13 and Jeremiah 50:51 predict the fall of Babylon, which was a major world power at that time. The fulfillment. Babylon's destruction occurred historically in 539 BC when the Persian Empire conquered the city. However, many believe that modern-day Babylon is symbolic of something else, often associated with corrupt or immoral systems, and some interpret this as relating to the future fall of a global power. 8. The Great Tribulation. The book of Revelation speaks of a period of intense suffering and persecution known as the Great Tribulation, Revelation 7:14. Many view the tribulation as a future event, though some see it as already partially fulfilled in periods of intense persecution of Christians throughout history. 9. The Battle of Armageddon. Revelation 16:16 speaks of a final battle between the forces of good, Christ and his followers, and evil, led by the Antichrist and his allies, often referred to as Armageddon. The fulfillment. This is considered a future event representing the ultimate clash of good and evil that will lead to Christ's victory and the establishment of God's eternal kingdom. 10. The New Heaven and the New Earth. The book of Revelation 21 and 22 describes a time when God will create a new heaven and a new earth, free from pain, suffering, and death. The fulfillment. This prophecy is generally considered to be future, describing the ultimate restoration of creation and the eternal reign of God. So the conclusion is this: many of the prophecies in the Bible have been fulfilled in history, especially those concerning the rise and fall of nations, the coming of Jesus Christ, and the spread of the gospel. However, others are still seen as future, such as the return of Christ, the rise of the Antichrist, and the ultimate victory of God in the Battle of Armageddon. Different Christian denominations interpret these prophecies in various ways, but most agree that they point to something in the future. They point to something toward an eventual fulfillment of God's plan for the world.